Y'all, just when we thought the drama with Diddy couldn't get any wilder, it did. The man is locked up, spiraling into full-blown paranoia, claiming the inmates are out to get him. And guess what? It's been barely 36 hours, but Diddy's team is doing the most to get him out. And let me tell you, they're pulling all kinds of stunts. Grab your popcorn, cause today, we're diving into the madness unraveling behind those prison walls. And trust me, it's juicy.
Rapper Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a New York hotel by Homeland Security agents.
Okay, y'all, let's talk about the mess that is Diddy's life right now. In case you missed it, Diddy is behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, and he's already claiming that his life is in danger. Like, the man hasn't even been locked up for 2 full business days, and we're already hearing all kinds of excuses about why he needs to get out. And let me tell you, the stunts his legal team is pulling to get him out on bail are wild. First, they tried the usual celebrity route, throwing money at the problem. They came at the court like, hey, Diddy's worth millions, bail him out. And the court? Yeah, they weren't having it. They didn't care about his $50 million offer, and things just went downhill from there. Now Diddy's team is trying to spin this whole narrative like he's the real victim here. They're literally out here saying, y'all don't understand, Diddy's life is in danger. He's in solitary confinement and these inmates are plotting on him. But let's be real for a second. He's been in jail for like 36 hours, and he's already spiraling. It's like they're trying to gaslight the entire world into thinking Diddy is some innocent victim. Boy, sit down. So, according to Diddy's people, the inmates at the Metropolitan Detention Center are plotting against him, and he's supposedly terrified for his life. Mind you, Diddy is in solitary confinement, away from everyone else. Yet somehow, we're supposed to believe that people are scheming to take him out? Sounds like somebody needs to take a seat because this whole I'm in danger narrative is a little too extra, even for Diddy. His legal team is out here pushing stories about how he's miserable in jail, living in horrible conditions, and can't handle it. But honestly, no one is buying it. They're saying that Diddy's locked in a cell for most of the day, only getting 1 hour for recreation, and is stuck eating gross, stale food. He even has to make his bed and clean his cell. Oh, the horror, right? But y'all, when you've lived the life Diddy has, with all those wild parties and freak-offs, jail is obviously gonna feel like a nightmare. Listen, Diddy and his legal team are trying hard to get some sympathy points from the public. They're playing the woe is me card, talking about how rough jail life is, how his mental health is on the line, and how he's surrounded by rats and roaches.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom.
Let's be real, nobody's feeling bad for him. In fact, people are out here like, turn up the heat, let him sweat it out in there. And get this, his team is even trying to say that Diddy's so mentally fragile right now that he might do something drastic. Like, they're seriously pushing the idea that jail is affecting him so badly, he might harm himself. And while that's not something to joke about, let's just say Diddy's track record isn't doing him any favors. If anything, people are rolling their eyes at this whole charade, because Diddy is not the victim here, y'all. So why exactly is Diddy freaking out so much? Well, it might have something to do with the fact that his request for bail was denied. Twice. That's right, twice. And it gets even better. He tried to offer up his mom's house and $50 million in bail money to the court like, come on, y'all, I'll stay out of trouble, promise. But the court wasn't having it. They straight up said, nope, we don't trust you. Get back in that cell. And why wouldn't they trust him? This man has been dodging allegations and playing mind games for years. In fact, one of the reasons the court didn't buy his sob story is because Diddy has a history of trying to intimidate witnesses and tamper with evidence. You can't act like you're the king of the streets 1 minute and then beg for sympathy the next. Sorry, Diddy, it doesn't work that way. Now, back to this whole inmates plotting against him thing. Diddy's team is really pushing the idea that the other inmates in the jail are out to get him. They're even dragging in former jail wardens to back up their story, saying that Diddy's life is at risk because of his celebrity status and the serious charges against him. But hold up, if Diddy is in solitary confinement, away from the general population, how exactly are these inmates plotting on him? Are they whispering through the walls, passing secret notes? The logic just isn't there. And honestly, it sounds like another one of Diddy's desperate attempts to get out of jail. So what's really going on behind those bars? Well, Diddy's life in jail isn't exactly glamorous. He's stuck in solitary, only allowed 3 showers a week, and his meals are limited to a strict 1,800 calorie diet. The food isn't fresh, and it sits in a warming box for hours before he can eat it. And y'all, get this. Diddy's complaining that he has to eat separately from the other inmates, even though he just claimed they were trying to take him out. Make it make sense. And remember, this is the same facility where other high-profile inmates like Ghislaine Maxwell and R. Kelly were held. The conditions are rough, and Diddy's clearly not cut out for it. But let's be real. If you mess around with the feds, try to intimidate witnesses, and pull shady stunts, you can't expect to be treated like royalty in jail. Now, Diddy's team is out here saying that his mental health is at serious risk. They're claiming that the isolation, the strict rules, and the lack of freedom are pushing him to his breaking point. They even went as far as to say that Diddy's experiencing a 9/11 level crisis in his mind, feeling completely hopeless and unable to cope. But here's the thing. Diddy hasn't even been in jail for 2 days, and he's already talking about being mentally broken. Y'all, people have been in there for years dealing with way worse conditions, and you're telling me Diddy can't handle 36 hours? It's almost laughable at this point. Here's the cold, hard truth. The public is not on Diddy's side. In fact, the more his team pushes these stories about his terrible conditions in jail, the more people are just shrugging it off. Diddy is known for being a bully, for using his power to manipulate people, and for being at the center of some seriously shady stuff. So when he tries to play the victim now, no one's buying it. People are out here like, you made your bed, now lie in it. And honestly, can you blame them? Diddy's been living a life of luxury and privilege for decades, so this reality check is long overdue. So, what's next for Diddy? Well, unless his legal team pulls off a miracle, he's stuck in jail until his trial. They're pushing for him to be moved to a cushier facility, but the court doesn't seem too interested in giving him any special treatment. As for Diddy himself, he's going to have to tough it out. And judging by his current mental state, it's going to be a long road ahead. So there you have it, y'all. Diddy's locked up, spiraling into paranoia, and trying to convince the world that he's the victim here. But the truth? The public's not buying it, and Diddy's going to have to face the music. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, stay tuned for more updates on this wild ride.